Good afternoon almost down there. Happy May 15th. I want to show everybody this is how you make coffee like you're in jail. Gotta have some instant coffee and some boiling water. If you're actually in jail, and sometimes you can just run the water very hot, but I wouldn't suggest drinking tap water if you don't have to. That's 1, 2, and 3. Lately, I've been making instant coffee as my coffee maker's been extra wacky. But I do know how to make coffee without a coffee maker, without instant coffee. Like, you pour the water, like you pour it through the thing. Anyways, we're talking about jail coffee, so let's stick to it here. Next, you put some sugar. Well, this is just my own thing, that this is how you make it taste better. Ginger spice. After I show you my outfit, you might laugh because I said ginger spice. But this is not a premeditated thing here. I just wanted to show you how. Now you gotta put the creamer. I have more creamer, don't worry. So again, happy May 15th. Is this a truly special day? Let me stir this. Needs a little more creamer. I must show you my outfits though. I didn't really do my hair much today. I didn't really brush it that well. I washed it sort of, but so here I am. Got the Sonic the Hedgehog shoes on today. I've lost so much weight in the past, I don't know how many years or whatever, but so these shoes finally fit better, like good. Like my toes, one of my toes was like a little crunched in the past, but it feels alright. Feels good wearing my Sonic shoes. For real. Pretty comfortable, actually. This is not the best, we're all scrunched in this freaking attic here. You and me, or me and you people watching, and yeah, so you don't feel scrunched in here with me. Anyways. So yeah, made my gel coffee, and I wanted to share that with you and tell you happy May 15th. I'm not here to bother people. I'm here to represent. But, you know, anyways, you have to decide what kind of entertainer you want to be. I guess. It's not that you're limited, but, you know what I mean? Just who are you? It's like a deal, really, altogether. Now, let's give this a taste. So, instant coffee has like a certain instant coffee taste. I don't have chocolate, like hot chocolate or chocolate syrup right now. I might actually have chocolate syrup somewhere. I do actually have chocolate chips. But all I'm saying is, I'm trying to show you how to make it taste good without those things. And if you didn't know, I swear, I'm pretty sure that there's ginger in coffee at Starbucks, because it always has that taste, unless I just add it. But I'm pretty sure it's already there, and I just... yeah. Not bad. So, I just thought I'm trying to do this the right way. it's good to talk, communicate to people, tell people how you're feeling, and it's good to have people that you can trust and communicate with and depend on for help, and you help each other. A few years ago, my parents disrupted that. They disrupted that, like a lot of things throughout my life. I'm not trying to blame them for my life and disruptions, but there are quite a few that are strange, and I feel like they were involved in. But they, wanted to make it look otherwise. But in some cases, they just were pretty flat out, just bully behavior amplified in what they did and how they treated me. Like, you could see how they was by just if you were around or something. Like, you could, anyways. I'm just trying to live my life. I've said this before. But more importantly, I have children that need me, and they deserve better than my parents' abuse, because they have the way they've abused me, and I just want my kids to be happy and healthy, and I need that myself. And so I want to keep distance between. I cannot be around them at all. Like, I can't, there's no communication. There cannot be ever again, really. I don't see them getting better. It's not that I want to be mean and say that. There's a few people in my life that I was like, okay, no, whatever, but I was always a pretty cool person. I'm not here to patronize people and be like, shame on you type of attitude. I just want to be left alone. And I feel like I was bullied by my parents for so long that it's like now I don't know what to do, I guess. It's not just, there's like a dynamic they tried to set up for me where in the world, and there's some strange people around. But what they don't understand, and they will never get it probably until it's too late for them, that there are people who have my back. It's just they can't be front and center. They can't, can they? How can they, when the way my parents could be scary? They scared people. They scared people away in so many different ways, and it doesn't mean these people are punks or something, but if you know somebody's gonna like put you in harm's way, you have to stay away, right? Or keep them away or whatever. And that's where I'm at. So I understand why people don't want to be around that. But I don't want to be around that either. I just trying to, have a life, like I said, and it's just, I want to help build more of a support team for people who've gone through all, whatever. We all go through things, but there's so many different ways to look at it. When people need help, they should have that. And unfortunately, there are bully type people out in the world that kind of gravitate or take advantage of there's so many different kinds of situations, but with me, I just, I'm 41 years old, and I don't need weird energy from anybody, really, like, let alone parents, sisters, brothers type, like, you're either there for I just try to show and lead by example by being a good person and looking out for people. I'm not saying I never had moments where I was irritated, but if you don't understand, then I guess you never will. But as far as like my parents and my sister, those days, ties are cut now, and shit, leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to do this and talk too much about my life and their lives, because I'm not here to entertain people in a way that makes me feel bad or something. Like, I'm not here to be a joke. And if you are laughing at your own expense, then that's on you, but that's not and never will be me. And I just know, like, it's all I try to do is be cool. And like I said, leading by example. I try to show people, like, we can all be like a family, be cool. When I was growing up, my parents had a lot of friends that came and went and stuff, and they liked to party. And if you like to party, well, then be responsible. That's what I tell anybody. But at the same time, I think it doesn't make sense for people to torment each other. And like I said, they're so mean to me, and if that's what you don't see all the time or something. But the best way to explain this is like I said, you're supposed to help each other and stuff, not hurt each other. At least don't hurt each other. If you're not helping each other, it's, but they really never really helped me much, and then they hurt me a lot. So that's why, parting ways is essential, but it's not like they was ever really there except to cause disruption in my life. I don't think they ever thought I would get to where I'm at, as far as just in a lot of different ways, as a mother, as somebody trying to do something and have a career. I'm so messed up, like I'm not a messed up person, but I refuse to let them break me down any more than they have. And that's the truth about everything and anything regarding them. And like I said, I tried to be, give them a chance. I didn't really ask for shit, but the tormenting and the weird behavior, it's one thing if they don't want to be bothered, even though I don't know how I'm bothered. But if I'm a bother, it's because of whatever weird, creepy, psychological damage they want to endure, push onto me to have me endure. That they've played a lot of mind games in the past, and then wouldn't be there, and just showing up when they want, and dude, it's no. But at the same time, like I said, I'm not here to go on and on about everything, but yeah, there's still those fucking repairs. I'm just so, every day is irritating, because I'm supposed to move somewhere, still trying to figure that out. Was told that this house would be put in a trust and I could have it. The issues of the communication and all that. I said, I requested, why don't you just give me the house now then? And, obviously I would have to take over. But it's just, there's no communication, just a lot of hate. And they don't listen to anything I'm saying. So they don't know what's going on. They don't care. It's just, I do believe they had bought this house just to snatch it from me, but make me have this false sense of security to think, oh, they're family or whatever. But that's what anybody would think. Oh, that's a good thing, which you would think with normal people that love their kids and stuff like that. Now, when I say love your kids, nobody's perfect, and there are people make mistakes, not saying you should, don't abandon your kids and stuff like that. All I'm saying is that nobody's perfect, and the way the world has been, and the way when some people with their little shitty attitudes, behaviors, and what they do to make things difficult, and just the lack of help. There's a lot of corrupt stuff, and I've seen it. It's enough to push people over the edge. And I've seen people just, you meet people and you see how people is, and you wonder how or what happened. And like right now, I have to worry and wonder if I'm going to be pushed out on the street in like 2 weeks. Or are they going to be more cordial and give me and my kids a little time? And that's not my kid, for my kids to worry about. It's me, and all 100% me. Up to me to figure out where we're going. Like, I've been trying to find a house. It is hard to find one, and then you have people are really fucking weird and creepy when you're trying to find an apartment because they want to make you feel like shit. And now I see why there was a lot of people without homes, like, in the last however many years. And the thing is, though, there are people that do drugs and stuff like that, but then it makes you, I swear some comedian said something like this recently, is if like people are on drugs because they're homeless, or if it's the drugs that led them to being homeless. Anyways, see, that's the thing. I don't owe any rent money. Drugs and alcohol are not an issue in my life. And as far as my mental health, I try to be right on point as much as I can be. But lately it's just so much stress. There's nothing wrong with me. The issue with this issue is an issue, and it's annoying, and it just hurts. That's the main thing. It's just there's a bunch of people that was supposed to help me that are paid to help me, and I didn't really get much help with that. And I do feel targeted. Like, I felt targeted when it comes to like medical stuff. Like, what, because I'm on Medicaid? Is it because I put down that I'm black on the applications? I don't know. Whatever it is, please let me know. But it's not that I wrote because I wrote that I've been targeted. I'm just making a point that I don't know if anything. I honestly, that's not it. I don't think at all. It goes back to what I first said about my parents intimidating people, making people feel like scared or something to help me, or they just hacked into this different systems, my medical stuff, whatever, spying. Like, it's everything I'm going through. It takes me a little minute to kind of pull it together and move on to the next thing here. It's like, first I felt paranoid about them bothering me. It's just like I had to make that official decision that I cannot communicate. Like, because they don't communicate properly, they don't talk, they don't listen. Like, they'll just talk at me and talk down to me and treat me really bad, obviously. And I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna, like, there has to be another way where other people can engage with them and with me, like, because it's just unjust that a society, United States of America, is supposed to be land of the free, and everybody's been free since 1865. That's what it says, and that's what we're told in America, right? I've lived here my whole life. I lived in Buffalo, New York. When I was young, I grew up in the suburbs, and I didn't really have as much as a lot of other people in the suburbs. but I had a little here and there. And a lot of this stuff I did get, like piano lessons from 10 to 15, or had, I don't know, I wasn't, when I stopped with the lessons, it wasn't my parents' fault. I don't blame them for that. um, that's one thing I can say I'm grateful for with them. But the little stuff they did when I was a child, there wasn't like a lot of things they really did for me, or supporting me, or it's just like any little thing they did, like giving me a ride to school or from downtown, for because they worked down there. And um like, it's just, I remember I was doing so well in college, and they made me move out really quickly, and then things took a turn. And it's like, I feel like they had something to do with a lot of things. I had moved out when I was doing well with college because they forced me to, and then the school wanted me to sign something and saying that I still lived with my parents, and I'm like, well, that's a lie, so no. But then it was weird how I was kicked out of college. And that was when I was like 20 years old. And I'm 41 now, and I still have 37 credits from way back when. If you think that's funny, what's more hilarious is that I got my GED after I got my college credits. I was in a program at the college. I left high school my senior year. I dropped out and went back twice. I did so good in my culinary program that then the high school, like, it's just so many weird, bad things that have happened. Like, my high school principal told me I couldn't do the culinary program anymore because I missed too many days. But then the culinary program was like, no, like, because I was like one of the best students. So it just doesn't make sense, because I could have stayed, but my principal was saying no, so I just figured, okay, that's it then. But I wonder if I could have fought for it. But either way, that principal mysteriously disappeared after that, like was replaced with a different one. So it's just so many weird things that happened in my life. There's that. Then, like I said, so that's why I ended up dropping out, because once I wasn't doing culinary, I was just like, what? I'm like, this sucks. You would think he would have dropped, the principal would have kicked me out of the high school instead of the culinary program. Like, anyways, I've done a lot of cooking since then, and that was my second year, and that's the thing. I was the only one to get 100 on the state exam. And it's just a test to see, how well the teacher's doing, which Mr. Scazzaro is definitely an awesome teacher, and cheers to that. There's so many things, like, I have talents, and they're unrecognizable to my parents, and they're not. Honestly, I think they just feel like shit all the time from drinking alcohol, and I think that's what it really is, but I don't know that that's 100% that, but I think that through time it's really been a detriment. Like, if they didn't drink, they would be doing better, basically. Yeah, anyways, they deteriorated, the alcohol did that. And I smoke marijuana, so it's not like I want to judge people, but I have to be honest that alcohol is really an issue. I don't even really smoke weed all hard, or nor do I want to. It's not even an issue. It doesn't fix any problem. That's what I mean. It can help a little bit on a normal level. You know, understand what I'm saying? Any drug, and like people take medicine for mental health or whatever. It doesn't. It's not. I'm trying to be careful the way I word this, because I'm not telling people not to take medicine, but at the same time, it's what medicine generally does is suppress your emotions. So in reality, if you have a problem, whatever, like because of somebody else, they're like a bully or like things like that, is just problems that could be avoided. The problems come from not taking care of things. But when you're under stress like myself, I don't even know what it's not that I don't know what I'm supposed to do except try. I have to keep moving, but it's really, really extremely hard to do right now with people. Like, I know that I could use some help with certain things, so I allow myself to accept that help, but then the help is shitty and it's like unrecognizable as help. Like, it's, for example, I'm not even gonna say I probably should say the people's name, but they did help me in the past. That's the problem about companies. Some people can help and some people don't. And so if you say something bad about a company, then it makes everybody look bad. And that sucks. But at the same time, you shouldn't have shitty people doing these kind of work. I don't know. Like, I cannot be around that. I'm not here trying to sound uppity or have some kind of ego and act like I'm better than everybody or anybody in particular or anything like that. I want to have a normal life without my weird ass parents and my weird ass sister. They are weird. But the point is that where is a place in society for somebody like myself that has had people that was bad try to invade? Like, where do you go from there? Like, I've done a lot of good and I want to continue that, and I'm tired of my life being disrupted. This is what I said when I had to go to court, that they disrupt my life, and I'm tired of it, and the judge agreed with me, and that's where we stood on that. She's agreed that we all need to part ways. Like, I have no idea what's going on with all of them, how they feel with their own problems, but that's up to them, and that's the whole point. They was always a unit, and they just didn't give a shit about me, and they didn't have to be so nasty and play these games. If they had been honest and been like, yeah, it's just, support is good. So if people are not supportive, then they shouldn't be around and bothering you and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't. Nobody should make you have that ability or power to make you feel like crap. Like, just because. Like, sometimes you need to be told when you're messed up or something, but the whole point is, like, I'm not doing anything wrong, and they're the ones messing me up. I'm not here, like, fuck it and not giving a shit. It's a whole different scenario. And I'm just thinking about the shadows on my face makes me think of like when people have pictures like with different faces on this at the same time. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Like the it's just like a thing you see sometimes. And they're like, oh, do you see, find the different faces, the shadows. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know if there's other faces. You have to study my face without me talking or something. Anyway, do you see a face? I mean, obviously here's my face. I mean, you know what I'm saying. Like another face or something, like shadow face. For example, when I'm talking about, there's like old pictures, like where it's like there's like a man's face and a woman's face. It's just like two different, total different pictures, but like depending on how you look at and the different lighting. Does anybody remember? There was a thing, and you're supposed to like cross your eyes and look at this 3D images. This is back in like the 90s. It was like a book with these different weird pictures, and I don't know, it was always weird to me. It's like, but you're supposed to just stare at it long enough that like it mushes together and you see something. Like, so here's the thing, it's like, it's 2025 now, we've all evolved, but then we haven't, because stuff is crazy. But I do feel like in some ways my issues with society really do come from having to deal with my parents. So just sometimes bad times, annoying times when people play games, mind games and stuff, it really freaks me out. And I'm trying to just live my life like I'm good and I don't really freak out, like, but at the same time it's like nobody wants to feel overloaded and like a doom type of feeling and worry and all of that type of shit. And that's all I can say. Anybody who thinks they're playing some kind of game and they think they're gonna hurt me, they're gonna kill like their self in one way or another, because I believe in God. I'm not saying people are gonna commit suicide, or nor should they, but God is not playing, so you better figure it out what you're gonna do, but don't fuck with me. I'm a good person and I love my children, and we don't deserve this hell that we've been put through lately. Or, well, my older kids are the ones who really have gone through this with dealing with my parents' crap, and even like with their father and his stupid shit years back. But you know, it's me and my kid's father don't have much of an issue, except sometimes he makes stupid decisions, but other than that I can manage here. I just want to not have to worry like I have had to, as much as I've had to in the last year or something. Like, for one thing, there was the repairs and stuff that needed to be done, and then they tried to make it look like I was stopping them from doing the repairs when they just were being ignorant and not trying to fix things. And they'll still sit there and lie and say that it's like, the best way to compare this, like, if anybody's ever tried to fight for unemployment, I witnessed this. My ex's boss lied about, like, he was caught in several lies. So I helped my ex with his unemployment. Like, he got unemployment because it was proven, that his bosses were lying. So it's kind of like the same idea like they trying to get something, but all they're getting is they get a satisfaction of like trying to put themselves on a pedestal and trying to make me look smaller, like I'm just nothing and nobody and I have nothing. And they really put me and my kids through, like, I just want more for them, my kids, and I'm not gonna lie, I want them to be a little bit more advanced with school stuff. I'm not calling them dumb or saying that they aren't learning or anything, because I think they're doing a great job, but I personally want to be able to contribute more with all of that. But all of this stressful stuff with my parents has been an issue, and I've had good people in my life and they scared them away. So again, happy May 15th, everybody.